Okay. All right. I want to give a couple of, just a couple of thoughts here before I open this up for some final questions. These are recommendations as to how you can facilitate your own spiritual growth in your daily life. Whatever techniques you use, whatever your interests are, it doesn't really matter whether you're using these techniques, meditation, or whatever you're doing. If you want to actually maintain this connection with the higher self and establish it and maintain it and use it for your own growth, there are certain characteristics that you should adhere to or should exhibit in order to practice what you preach in the spiritual growth area. Here are some examples. Becoming a loving and unselfish and kind person. Love is the most important quality of the universe. Remember, there are two emotions. You have fear and you have unconditional love. Now, fear, we all know what fear is. And if you go towards fear, you have a long karmic cycle. Let me tell you what unconditional love is not. Unconditional love is not, will you support me when I'm 70 years old? Or will you buy me a new car, okay? If you want to see unconditional love, humans usually don't exhibit it very well. Get a dog. You'll understand what the concept is. Being a giver, eliminating the tendency to take from others. You know, there's actually two kinds of people in the world. There are givers and there are takers. You want to be more of a giver. Decrease the attachment to material possessions. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to live under a freeway ramp and read Plato all day long or any of your own religious scriptures. No. It means that you want to not be so obsessed that you violate moral, ethical codes for the purpose of materialism. You know, you can do karmic capitalism. You can grow spiritually and attain abundance. People do it all the time. I feel I do it. No big deal. There's nothing wrong with being affluent or successful. It's how you get it and how you keep it that counts. You want to be empowered. I use the term psychic empowerment, okay? Taking charge of your life is empowerment, but using your soul's energy to do so. That's the psychic part. You want to be God-oriented instead of world-oriented. Remember your own religious scriptures, the Mayas, the illusions of the earth plane. We don't know what reality is, but we do know that if you act way too materialistically and ignore the spiritual universal laws, you're going to have a tough life. You want to be humble. You don't want to sit around doing your own press conference every day. And you want to learn not to identify too strongly with the body, because the body, regardless of what people think, it eventually fertilizes the lawn. Your soul is eternal. Your soul will inhabit other bodies. The body will, become part of a nitrogen cycle, but your soul is eternal. And interestingly enough, people talk about, they worry about what they do, what they don't do. I like to use the concept of you should live your life, and especially since we have a member of the police force here, live your life so that your autograph, not your fingerprints, are requested. Okay. What I'd like to do now is open this up for some final questions. All right, so anything you want to ask about, anything we've done, not just what you did today or the last exercise, but anything about the entire weekend.
Is the higher self the God energy complex?
The higher self is from the God energy complex.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning that, let's say that you have a spotlight here, okay? And somebody puts a little bar in front of it and a fragment or a ray goes in another direction. It came from the spotlight, right?
Yeah.
But it's not the spotlight.
Okay.
The God energy complex is on, in my paradigm, the 13th plane. Okay. Yours, it would be the 7th plane, okay?
Okay.
Fine, doesn't matter. Tomatoes, tomatoes. The God energy complex has nothing to do with us directly. Its agent is the higher self.
Okay.
So the higher self is perfect and